About 50 years ago, I came here to meet my mother. I'd looked for my mother since I was 8, tried to find her, I wanted to meet her. I knew her till I was maybe 1.5, and then she was gone. So, I wanted to meet her, and I found out that she was at this hospital when I was nearly 18. To me, this is black territory, That's what I'm feeling. That's why I'm dressed today. This is black day for me. I don't want to be here.
I should not be here. This is a case of great injustice. My children miss me greatly, and they ask and ask after me when they write. This hospital is considerably overcrowded. The wards are dirty and the smell is revolting. I am incredibly bored. I am frustrated, and I feel so alone.
My mother was a victim of an era where there were no contraceptives allowed and no divorce. She had 5 children and she couldn't stand having any more, so under the rules of the religion and whatever, she was supposed to keep having children even if she died, and she wasn't prepared to do that. She said she couldn't physically stand to have any more kids. In those days, I soon found out that psychiatric problems were hereditary. I was always scared of growing up with the same disability. I failed every grade right up to VCE, but then I went to Teachers College and I studied and majored in child psychology, and I did that, oddly enough, to understand myself. I wasn't very well equipped to handle a lot of life. When I got angry, I'd fight. What a mother teaches a child, I didn't learn that. I didn't learn how to do the toiletries and make the bed and clean the room and all that sort of stuff that you take for granted when you grow up with a mum. And I really was quite jealous of other kids when I learnt what a mum's role was. That tells it all. I mean, why would you keep someone locked up because they were a threat to some prominent person's reputation? Now, I take it from that the governor, the minister notified the governor and the governor was happy, so they closed the book on that. Well, I don't think the director closed the book on it, because afterwards he had a ship down to Melbourne and had her experimentally operated on. On the odd occasion, I can remember dreaming about how they drilled into her head and how they cut the back of her neck and messed up the nerves, and so her head couldn't come upright again. I remember waking up crying and dreaming about that. Program, what is our wiring? That, and look at what else I've got. Oh, right. Oh, gracious me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's where Mum would have gone, in the sewing room. Yeah, that was the sewing room. That was the linen room. That's where she worked. Look at that. Poor old Mum. Oh, I just felt that that's where she spent her life, you know. That was where she went to the job each day, you know.
Work at the linen room commences. My work pronounced excellent. My conduct during the whole of my stay here has been, as matron says, perfect.
Isn't that interesting? So this is where Mum worked, eh? Ye gods. Her particular job was to iron and to sew up any holes, in any sheets or pillowcases that off the trains. That was her big job in life, even though she was a concert pianist.
I remain optimistic about leaving the asylum, and I look forward to the day someone will come and take me away from Sunbury.
When Mum was released, she was understandably disorientated. There was an attempt to have her reinstitutionalised. I called for a psychiatric evaluation. The psychiatrist reported that there was nothing wrong with her psychiatrically. I said, can I ask, how come you say there's nothing wrong with her? She spent 22 years in a mental institution. There must have been something wrong with her. The chairman of the meeting, he said, excuse me, to the psychiatrist, he said, Mr. Sargent, he said, I'd like to answer this. He said, there's nothing wrong with your mum. Never has been. The worst possible description you could give is she's mildly eccentric. So there it was, mildly eccentric.